Okay, so I want to discuss, okay, this is my blanket. Let me just call it what it is. I have a favorite injector. It's an injector that is so stupid consistent set to set that literally I can send out a base map and like 99% of consumers, unless there's some sort of mechanical gremlin with the car that's not the injector's fault, can literally flash and drive. So what injector is that? Well, it's my blanket. It's my Injector Dynamics, my 1050X, my most favorite injector that's ever been made. I love this injector. I love this injector because of its consistency. It drives fantastic. And on Cobb, which is what I personally use for tuning, though I do need to learn Ecutech, I will admit, it is a phenomenal injector. My base maps are fantastic. You can literally flash and drive, and if I probably never heard from you again, the car would be A-OK. I love this injector for its consistency. Now, people will ask me, but isn't the injector a little bit small, especially for stock turbos on E85? And I'll say, well, what do you mean? They're like, well, it's only 1,050 cc. And that is incorrect for the GTR. For the GTR, which flows about 3.5 bar of base pressure, these injectors are roughly, according to the manufacturer, about 1,145 cc. Now, on average, 1 cc on a V6 engine on gas is equivalent of about 1 horsepower. So knowing that, we can run some basic math. On average, you figure on about E85, you're going to lose about 35% flow, something like that. So this injector at 3.5 bar of base pressure in a GTR application is good for roughly 740 to 745 horsepower at the wheels. That's more than any stock turbo 85 car is ever going to make. And to be honest with you, it's a little bit small these days for upgraded turbo cars, because now we know that the stock motor is good for 850 horsepower on E85. So if you're going to run E85 and you have future aspirations of larger turbos down the road, then yes, maybe going to something like the ID 1300X does make a little bit of sense out the gate. But let's face it, most consumers are not. Most consumers are going to go to the stock turbo E85 level, and really because of their pockets, or maybe they're just desires, that's as far as they're going to go. Don't get me wrong. The shops are more than happy to sell you on the ID 1300X because they're going to make way more money. That injector is about twice as expensive as this injector. But if you're only going to go E85 at the level of the stock turbos, which max out somewhere, even on a high reading dyno, around 650 horsepower, you still have about another 100 horsepower on tap on E85 that you're not going to use. So this injector is perfect. Perfect for stock turbos. You don't need that larger injector that so many shops say you need. I know this because I have tuned personally hundreds of GTRs with this setup. I do them every single day of my life, and they're fantastic. This is all you need. This injector retails for $780. The ID 1300X injector is what, $1,350, almost twice the price. This is all you need. Buy this injector. If you have future aspirations, don't get me wrong. Step into that ID 1300X out the gate. You're going to save a little bit of money, especially not having to do the labor twice. But if you're a stock turbo 85 user, and this is as far as you plan to go, if 650 is that magic number that you can be satisfied with, go with this injector, save some money, and have probably the nicest driving idling injector on the market.